Welcome to Dai Headlines. I'm Anthony Carlisle. Thank you for joining us. The spirit of camaraderie is very much alive in earthquake-hit Sichuan. Tzu Chi volunteers on their way to provide hot meals to the Liuhe community were held up by poor weather on Saturday, but when they arrived they were surprised to discover the prep work was already well underway.
Tzu Chi kitchen volunteers have been delayed by bad weather, but these 30 locals have already begun the prep work.
You all have come so far to help us. We feel obliged to help.
We can't hear on our own what you're doing, so we can't see around and not help. All of us just showed up.
This is Liuhe's first day to receive kitchen services. There were worries that volunteers were too few, but this crowd has changed that. Even though some may bicker over who gets to lead, everyone's face is carrying a smile. All are anxious to get underway, but they will make 1,600 lunches today. That's no small undertaking, and all are reminded not to let the work get under their skin. They must maintain a spirit appropriate for Tzu Chi's humanistic mission.
No matter how many things we do, how much rice we cook, I feel our countenance is an extraordinary important part. We don't want to forget our comportment simply to be more effective. Really, we want to maintain a countenance that shows the excellence of Tzu Chi's humanistic way.
Cooking up steaming rice and vegetables, each volunteer feels joy. The smell of this food will fill the entire community to bring power and energy to a community in need of a new life.
People in Jinshan township are slowly rebuilding their lives after the Sichuan earthquake. Farmers have resumed work in order to make the September harvest, and market vendors have reduced their prices to help people get through this difficult time.
Early in the morning, farmers in rural Jinshan township are tending to their fields.
We used to live there, and now we've put up a tent nearby.
Pointing to the ruins of their houses, these women tell how they set up a temporary shelter with their bare hands. Worried about aftershocks and the upcoming monsoon season, everyone has immediately resumed farming duties to make the September harvest deadline.
If we don't plant the seeds now, we won't be able to survive later. Even though we are receiving help from the government after the quake, we still need to do many things ourselves.
Picking up their lives, farmers are working through a busy season. The markets are reviving with hustle and bustle. With heavy traffic on the roads, the flourishing scene is a sign that people are emerging from their grief. Knowing that her service will be appreciated by disaster victims, this woman reopened her fruit stall just 2 days after the quake.
Everyone is still very scared after the earthquake. The weather is getting hot. We can't rely on the prepared food forever. Everyone wants some fruit.
This shop is also showing support for quake victims. A post outside reads, "Cheap items for disaster victims."
Before, a bottle of water sells for about 2 cents. Now we can buy it for 1.5 cents. It's cheaper than before because it's for the disaster victims.
Caring for one another in times of crisis, residents are working with concerted effort to rebuild their town.
Currently, Tzu Chi's medical team has 2 centres in Luoshui township, one in the Liuhe community and another in Luochen village. As trust in the volunteers grows, the team has found ample opportunity to provide spiritual and emotional support.
50-year-old Wei Shouxin's stomach is swollen, and he cannot stray far from home. That a doctor might confirm and renew his original medication, a follow-up visit is needed, and volunteers have brought one. Wei Shouxin is moved to tears.
不用客气哈，大家都是一家人了哈，好，不要客气哈，好。那你平常都躺着可以吗？还是要稍微坐起来？要坐起来。要坐起来啊，好。你要不要坐起来？好，坐起来啊。
Sensing the team's generosity, the other villagers come forward for examinations. The team uses the opportunity to give blankets and food. As volunteers explain the blankets' origins, the doctor exhorts the villagers to face their illnesses and pull from this pain a new life.
做这个保特瓶的回收处理之后，变成这个 好，希望你接受我们一起的祝福，好不好？
好，谢谢，
谢谢你，
太感谢。
Lifting their voices together in song, the gathering culminates in an embrace of strength and spirit. This is Tzu Chi at work.
In reality, practical work is a much more important reassurance than any particular prescription might be. We are hoping these methods might allow the ill to recuperate a little more quickly.
Traveling house to house through one rugged lane after another, these volunteers keep hope that their efforts might finally bring smiles to these traumatized people. As volunteers share their love, the villagers respond with courage and determination, accepting the giving as a first step towards a better future.